Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm here for another Monday this and that vlog where I talk about all kinds of different topics, different than my regular videos throughout the week, my Tuesday through Friday videos that are more of a single topic. Here I just try to cover various different things, give you updates on what's going on around here, answer some questions that may have come in, and whatever else I feel like talking about, especially since this is the one video in the week where I can keep you more current and up to date as to what is going on. So let's get to the topics of today, starting off with the dehydrated chili. So I did a video, I don't remember, sometime this last year, on dehydrating beans of different kinds, why you may want to consider cooking them up and then dehydrating them. Because people are going to be like, well, why would you want to do that when the beans are already dry and have a very long shelf life? Well, one of the things I covered is that dried beans, even though, yes, they have a very long shelf life, they can keep getting harder and harder through the years to where they're almost impossible to cook up. So now what I'm doing is whenever I make a bean dish, I have two main bean dishes I make. One is chili, the other is the Tar Heel beans. I don't have a video out on my chili yet. I don't know why I haven't done it, but I do have one on the Tar Heel beans. That's what I call them. I call them Tar Heel beans. I'll link to that down below, but I'm also going to link to the video I did on dehydrating the beans and why, as well as talking about those two kinds. So you can see what I did was I cooked up a huge pot of chili, then we ate on it for a couple of days, and I found out Jace really loves chili, by the way. And then I took the rest and dehydrated it up instead of canning it like I used to do, because it takes up just a little bit less room in the pantry. And then you just vacuum seal it. If you vacuum seal it and you make sure your jars stay vacuum sealed, it should last just as long in your pantry as pressure canned. Now, both are good, but what I find is that, like I said, I can save a little bit more space. I don't have to worry about having enough to fill up my really big canner. I can just dehydrate it with whatever else I got going on. And so that works out really easy for me this way too. And also, and it is just about as instant as opening up a jar of pressure can chili and warming it through, because all you got to do is just add water and heat it up, and it rehydrates really, really well. So in this, I've got ground beef, black olives, tomatoes, everything is in there just like I normally make chili, and I just dehydrate it up on trays. So anyway, go check out that video for more information on times and temperatures and stuff. So again, you can find that in the description box down below, and make sure you click on more or show more, those words. It depends on if you're watching on Rumble or YouTube, and that will open the description box all the way. So somewhere down here, you may even have to scroll past a little banner ad. And then the other thing I put up this week was some dried cranberries I got from Azure Standard. So I was able to get some more when they came back in, and then just went ahead and put them up in jars. I've got 4-quart jars, and whatever else was left, I just left out to snack on. And I wanted, another question I tend to get a lot is, can you vacuum seal softer dried fruits like raisins, cranberries, and whatnot? Yes, you can. Remember, high sugar content fruits don't typically dehydrate up crisp. They're going to stay a little bit more flexible. And since a lot of times you buy cranberries, they're even sweetened. These are naturally sweetened. I can't remember if these ones were with the organic cane sugar or with the juice. There's two different kinds you can get, like organic apple juice or something. That does increase the sugar content in the cranberry, so they're not just tart. And they're really good, by the way. But the nice thing about, if you like your cranberries to stay chewy, vacuum sealing them will keep them that way. Same thing with your raisins, dates, and more. So yes, you can do that, and they'll last for years. I pulled out a jar of raisins that I had stored for years, and they were still just as soft and delicious as they were when I put them up. And then a lot of people will ask me whenever I show anything, well, what's the dehydrating times and whatnot? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link you to another video on dehydrating times and temperatures, because that's going to vary a bit depending on the type of dehydrator you're using, the humidity of your climate, and much more. For me, for the chili, approximately 12 hours at 125 degrees. Since I like to use the silicone sheets, I do still try to, even they're supposed to be heat safe, I still try to go with a lower heat when using those, just to be on the safer side. But you can go up to 140 degrees or even higher when dehydrating meat, beans, and the like, and then you'll have a faster dehydrating time. There's various factors that you have to consider when you're doing this. So I can't give you an exact thing. Okay. And we tend to have a higher humidity here, so some things can take longer than it might for somebody who lives in a dry climate. So you just have to, just like with anything else, you have to find what works best for you. When you first start dehydrating, you just got to keep a close eye on the things that you're dehydrating and consider the temperature for the things that you are dehydrating up, like herbs, 110 to 115. Some people go lower than that. I would never go, I don't go past 115 degrees for herbs, especially more delicate herbs, because you can damage the properties if you get that heat too high, where you're not going to have to worry about that with something like chili that's already been cooked. So anything that was going to be damaged by heat is already gone, but you're still going to have your minerals, your protein, and other nutrients. So all of these things you just have to take into account. So please go check out that video that I did where I tried to be very thorough about your times and your temperatures. And then this last week, I had a video come out about these silicone bags that I get from Cocoa Stripes, who I am an affiliate with. Small U.S. business, great lady that runs it. I interact with her off and on directly, and she's super nice. But she had told me that one person had one of these break on her, or some people were just simply looking for these to go with bags they found at secondhand that didn't have the acrylic bar. And so she told me recently she's going to start selling these separately. But yes, I love these bags. But with that in mind, another thing that I talked about is how much I hated the fact that these cheaper bags like this that aren't silicone like I initially thought they were when I ordered them. And once you freeze them, they're almost impossible to then reuse, to get them to seal up again. And people had some various different ideas. One lady said lay it on the counter and press it. I tried that. There's something about the freezing process that just, I don't know if it bends the different parts in there or whatever, but somebody mentioned try putting oil on it. So I did, and this is one of the ones I couldn't seal up. And look at this. I tried the oil method. So all I did was I just took a drop or two of oil and just rubbed it across one edge there, then pressed it down on my counter, and look, now I can do this by hand, freehand, without even having to press it on my counter. So I'm thrilled, because another person had an idea for these clips, these stick things that I can't remember what it's called now, but you can use that to close your bags up with, all kinds of bags, be it chip bags, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I thought, but it would be something where you'd have to fold it over, which of course then would take up more space. And I'm just like, do I want to invest in more stuff in these bags? I don't know if I want to put more of an investment in it. So the oil thing was an excellent idea. So if you're having issues with these bags like this, and you want to keep being able to use them because you put the investment into them, try that trick. The oil, put it out on your counter and then press it really hard by hand, or you could probably even use another hard object if your hands are too weak, and then press that shut. The nice thing about your hands is you can really feel with your fingers if it's actually going in there. But it worked amazingly well, and I'm thrilled. So I wanted to throw that tip out there. Then I wanted to show you this. So I got this from the Texas Boys. Buddy from over at the Texas Boys handcrafted this whole thing, hand tooled. It's just so beautiful. And when I saw it, I'm like, I need that, because I said I want to buy it for Patrick, but he probably won't use it. I mean, he's got a birthday coming up, but I'll buy it for him anyway and see if he can find a use for it, because he carries his reading glasses around all over the place and is always breaking them. But I can't see him using the case, but I thought I'd try. And then if not, then I got something I can use in my purse for my reading glasses, because I like having my reading glasses on hand. And they get scratched up if you just throw them in the purse. But anyway, it's got a magnetic snap, which I love. But the tooling is just amazing. He just did such beautiful work that I wanted to support him and his efforts and what he's doing. as well as just have something really nice to keep my glasses in my purse. So if you haven't heard of the Texas Boys, they started their channel just about 2 weeks after I started mine, back in 2016 in August. And so go check out their channel. I'll link to it down below if you'd like to just check them out. They're really a great family. We've talked to them on the phone before. We hardly talk to anyone anymore just because of time, but we have spent a lot of time talking with them on the phone. Really, really great people. They are what you see. And then another thing I wanted to show you is that a couple of years ago, I did a video on how to take a t-shirt, just a regular t-shirt, and for the summer months, do a no-sew, non-permanent, turn that t-shirt into a tank top for your warmer days. When that's just involving crocheting or buying some kind of ties that you just tie your sleeves up. It's not going to work good if you have really snug fitting shirts, but if you buy your shirts a little bigger so the sleeves are looser, it works great, and I do that quite often. But another thing I do is I'll get shirts that are even bigger, really loose fitting shirts for really warm days, and I will simply cut the sleeves off the shirts, and then I'll take the little hem piece that's around the sleeve, cut that off. This is totally no-sew. Cut the edges at an angle and then tie this up. So I cut the whole sleeve off, but if you just cut the sleeve off, it just, just looks like a muscle shirt. But this makes it look cuter, and that way I've got a nice loose fitting shirt for airflow, and it's of course 100% cotton for the warmer days. Now, because it will make the sides lower, you'll need to make sure you're wearing some other kind of tank top underneath for modesty. But yeah, so this shirt, by the way, was sent to me by, it was a gift from Painted Hills Natural Beef. I've talked about them a few times. So they're out of Oregon, and I love their beef bacon, and they have a lot of other great beef products, jerky, roasts, burgers, and it's all 100% beef, and it's all hormone-free, antibiotic-free, and this right there in Oregon. So those who live in the States, especially if you live closer to Oregon, you're showing your support for local ranchers. So I will purchase from them, and just when I'm ready to do a big order just to stock my freezer full of their beef bacon and more, then, as long as your order is $250 worth or more, you can get free shipping. So it works out really good, and you can have it shipped right to your door, or you can just see if your local store carries Painted Hills brand. Ours used to, they don't anymore, which is a real shame. So now I just order directly from them, and I don't have to go to the store. And then the last thing I just wanted to go over real quick are the upcoming collaborations. So I still need more submissions for the food storage collaboration. Now, what this is just something I do with my subscribers. I have a whole playlist, which I'll link to down below. Whether you're following me on Rumble or you're following me on YouTube, you just take some really nice pictures of your different home preserved foods or your pantry, even if it's not all your own home preserved stuff. But it's just about the theme is food storage. It can even be your buckets of grains or whatever it is you have. Just try to make real nice looking photos. And I usually put up to 3 photos from each person. You can send more than that. I just won't use all those. I'll just pick out the ones I think will look the best within the slideshow. And then I put the slideshow together. Slideshow itself ends up being around 5 minutes long. And then I credit the name that is given to me for those photos. So it can be just the person's full name, it can be their first name and last initial, it can be just their initials, it could be anonymous, or it can be the name of your channel or blog site, whatever it is that you want. So you just submit those to me at raincountryhomestead@gmail.com. And then of course we have the ongoing constant ones with the testimonies. One is for the preparedness testimonies, and that can be approached from one or both of these standpoints, and that is how you got to a better position, being more prepared on a budget with just spending very little money, because it can be done, or your testimonies on how being more prepared helped you through some difficult times. And then the third collaboration that's constantly ongoing is the natural healing testimonies. And this can be how you were able to cure or help yourself, your family member, your pets from whatever ailment it is, using natural means to get there that are also very, very frugal. Title it Preparedness Testimonies or Natural Healing Testimonies, and then send that again to raincountryhomestead@gmail.com. Oh, also on the food storage one, make sure you label that email food storage. They each don't send all this stuff in one email, send them in separate emails so that I can drop, if you have something to go in each one, so I can drop them in the appropriate folders. Otherwise, one or more of those may get lost if you send it all in one. I might put that in one thing and then not realize and forget that there's more in there. Because once I print these off, I delete them from the folder so I don't get confused and forget what I have and have not read. So anyway, that's my this and that for the week. So any thoughts, ideas you'd like to share, please put those in comments down below. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.